The first step to solving a problem is admitting in the first place that there is a problem. So if you ask SaltEcrafter if she has a problem of hoarding craft kits, she's going to deny it 100%. And not that this whole mountain of craft kits mean anything to her, because she feels like she needs them. She's going to choose which one you do next. Please just don't try to take them away from her. Otherwise she can get pretty aggressive. And when I mean by aggressive, she'll just like eat extra salt. And so this week, my little grains, SaltEcrafter has chosen another LAURDIY craft kit. This is the last one in the kit that we have here. She's probably gonna find more, I'm pretty sure. And this one is called a letter board kit. So we should be able to make a letter board and then decorate it and put, you know, a little slogan or anything. And of course, no bad days. I guess we'll see about that. Before we start, if any of you are looking for craft supplies, Sophie and Toffee has their VIP weekend sale that starts on Saturday, which is 20% off the entire store, no minimums. But if you're a grain, you get a day earlier access. So I'll leave the coupon in the description box below. I am not affiliated, I am not sponsored. This is just something special for you grains if you're interested down below. This week's shoutouts go to Zoe Chan and Amanda Draws Stuff. If you want a shoutout in my Friday videos, don't forget to hashtag Nerdification Squad in the comment section below within the first 45 minutes of a video's release, or hashtag NerdECrafter on Instagram or Twitter anytime with any of your creations. Time to see what we get inside. This kit cost me $25 Canadian, which puts it actually as the most expensive LAURDIY kit from the 3 that I've done, which technically in terms of letterboards is not the worst priced. And here's what we get inside. 100 printed letters and numbers, 30 drawings and icons. Okay, well, here's one of the first disappointments. The letterboard, my little grains, it's already made for us. We don't get to do it ourselves. It is already a done for you. Some rainbow markers. I really hope they're going to work on those plastics. And they do say LAURDIY right on top. And the chain so that we can hang it. And of course, the staple black and white instructional sheets. All right, according to the first step of the instructions, we should color our artwork pieces using the markers provided. But of course, we need to double check that the markers do in fact work. And you know we getting down and dirty when we gotta roll up the sleeves. Alright, so at first I was like, you know, these markers are pretty cute. They're really tiny, but it's actually pretty uncomfortable to hold. DIY kits, by the way, they're for adults and kids, not just kids. It does say 8+. So for those of you who are like,
but Jackie, this is just a product for children.
No, no, no! Adults like to have fun too! Let's do the test. All the colors work and it's absolutely gorgeous. They're vibrant, they're juicy. I hope that they're going to work on the plastic because that's going to be the real test. Let's do some coloring. My only disappointment is that we don't get any black, and black would have been fun to have so that I can modify the pictures if need be. And yeah, this coloring is pretty washed out. I don't know if we can layer it, but I'm gonna try and layer it, see if we can get some vibrant colors, because that looks like poo. If we take, just hang on, just give me 2 seconds. If we look at the box itself, the colors look absolutely opaque. It doesn't look like poo or diarrhea or anything like that. It doesn't look streaky. It looks like it actually has a solid color. So I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds, well, a couple of minutes, let it fully dry and see if we can do a second coat so that we can get a more opaque color. I want to be fair so that some people don't say,
Jackie, you're just a hater and you're jealous because you have more subscribers than you.
No, no, it has nothing to do with jealousy. It's a product. Is it good or is it a crap kit? Why is the theme today poo? I'm not even doing slime. Oi! You! Did you know that brushing your teeth with baking soda might brighten your teeth? But brushing with salt puts a shine on your words when speaking the truth. Georgie! But then some people might tell you to stop doing that. In that case, you might be feeling insulted. Because who are they to know what you want? So we have the perfect shirt for you. Comes in adults, kids size hoodies and t-shirts. And if you're not into clothes, mugs, and now stickers.
Cause when you're a grain, you come in like a hurricane.
essentially on the plastic itself, some of the colors are quite splotchy. They're also not very much difference between the yellow and the green, or the two pinks, and barely any of the purple. So if you are making those colors, so this was supposed to be the green, this is supposed to be the yellow, but you can barely see the difference. This is the purple, light pink, and dark pink, which are very similar to one another. And this is the light blue, and this is supposed to be, actually they're supposed to both be the blue, so they're blue. But yeah, that's the color you're getting. Even though there's a huge difference on the actual piece of paper, on the plastic itself, meh. Just for your reference, here they are side by side. You can see the blue and the bluish green kind of look the same on the plastic. So this here is on the plastic, this is on the paper. The yellow and the green look very similar also on the plastic. And then these ones, they're very, very, very close to each other. I mean, I would have preferred having a red, perhaps, to kind of make things pop out a little more. And then the orange, which is very, very translucent-y, and I don't know why compared to the other colors. Even the yellow has a little more presence than the orange. I am a curious little fellow, so I'm going to take my Sharpies, because my guess is that these markers are just Sharpies, and let's do a swatch and see if it actually is exactly that, so that if you do have Sharpies, you can add them to the kit and just, you know, have more colors. So here we go with orange. Yup, Sharpies. Was it a mystery? No. Took me like 0.5 seconds to figure it out. All right, so let's decorate a few pieces and make our letter board, because it's not a DIY letter board kit, it's a decorate your letter board kit. This part kind of looks like a disease. It's gross. All right, follow me over there and let's have the talk. Time to find out, is this kit worth it? I was actually able to get through the introduction this time because at least it didn't make me hate myself. That's how low our standards are now. At least this kit didn't make me throw myself out the window. That should be our new scoring system. If you're new to SaltEcrafter, we love to start with the cons first and then the pros if there are any. If you don't like the cons first, then I have no idea why you clicked on a negative review. And if you're salty about it, welcome to the family! The first con is that this letterboard is already made for us. We don't really actually get to construct it or know what goes into making a letterboard. There are no black markers in this kit. It would have been really cool to have a black marker or at least a permanent marker so that we can modify the drawings to add a little bit more of our own personality. The markers are pretty small unless you have really tiny fingers. I know I got sausage fingers, but it was pretty uncomfortable to hold them and color. I don't know why I feel like a little bit of a scratch over here, probably just because the top part was, I don't know, it's uncomfortable. Just take my word for it. Tiny things are not comfortable. Although the colors looked great on paper, unfortunately they were pretty translucent on the actual plastic. And to leeway into the translucent color onto the plastic, some colors were also a little too similar, so it was hard to tell which was the yellow, which was the green, which was the dark pink and the light pink, and they just kind of ended up becoming a huge mash of colors. I am pretty convinced that the box itself was overly saturated to make the colors seem way more opaque. Because, I mean, if they showed us the exact colors that we were getting once we put it on the plastic, I'm pretty sure they would have a hard time selling it. If you're trying to correct the opaqueness, it's not a word, but it'll be a word, it'll be a word for today. Don't do it. Don't follow what I did, because what's going to end up happening is it's going to look splotchy and your colorings are just going to look like they're diseased. You don't want that. Better pale than diseased. If you are looking for a DIY kit, I mean you're doing it yourself kit, this is not for you. This really essentially is a decorate it yourself kit, which is another word for DIY, I guess. But don't look for something that you're making, look for something that you're decorating, and that would be the kit that you're getting. There's no way for us to customize the board itself. It comes as it is. I guess you could use the markers, but what are you gonna do? Just color on the inside of the golden stars that are already there? It's just going to look so misplaced and probably like a 3-year-old put it together. I didn't expect this to happen, but some of the cutouts with the letters and numbers they didn't want anything to do with me. Oh, you want me to come out, Jackie? No, I will not. So what ended up happening is some of them were just breaking apart and they were like, no. And then you would try to bend it and it would be like, no. And you try to like pull it and it would be like, no. There's just no way to fix those ones unless you really spent a lot of time to try and get it out. Some of them would come out and the others would just break. The cardboard backing that we're using in order to keep it stable was not very stable. So if you were just to move it a little bit and the back flap would move, it would fall. It's cardboard. What did you expect? I think if we had a piece of chain that opened this way, kind of like an easel, that would be a lot more stable, but you know, that costs money. Now on to the pros, because even though there were cons, there are some pros. The drawings on there are pretty cute. They are drawn in the kawaii style, so that's what you're getting if you're into that. Some of you are saying kawaii. That's a different word, by the way, just to be sure. Kawaii and kawaii are two different. They're actually the opposite of each other. One is scary and the other one's cute. Brush up on your Japanese. At $25 Canadian, I'll put the price here in US, it's actually not a bad price at all for a letter board. Most of them that come already made are actually way more expensive than that. So you get some activity and at the same time it costs about, you know, a little cheaper. The markers themselves, even though the behavior of them on plastic is different, they were juicy and pretty pigmented, but the actual markers themselves, they're okay, they're good, they're juicy. Even though the cardboard backing to display it is pretty fragile, the chain that comes with it so that you can hang it as the option is actually really sturdy and it looks really nice. I would probably recommend that you hang it as opposed to display it because sturdy reasons. And the final pro is that you can go up to 8 letters of your name or 8-lettered word when you're writing it down. So if you have a longer name like, I don't know, Jonathan, you would have to go with John. Wait, hang on. Jonathan. How many letters is that? So if you keep in mind that this is a decorate-it-yourself kit and not a do-it-yourself kit, and of course considering all the cons and some of the pros, overall, I would give this kit a 6.5 on 10 dorks. It is workable, but it's not anything that you're gonna learn anything from, so that's my verdict and I'm sticking to it. By the way, don't forget the merch link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, Grains. If you want to watch a salty video, check it out up here. And if you want to watch a crafting video, check it out down here. Until then, I will see you in the next video.